talk to us about what LibrePlanet is accomplishing and maybe like the dates and stuff. Let's sort of circle in from there.
Yeah, so LibrePlanet is the conference that we run every year along with the Students for Information Processing Board, which is a student group at MIT in Cambridge, Massachusetts. We've been doing it together with them for the last few years, and we've been running LibrePlanet overall for, I think, 7 or 8 years now. It started out as a FSF members meeting, which is what it was when I started at the FSF in 2003. And then over time, we built it into a conference that still has a lot of FSF members present, but also has people who aren't yet, I hope, members. So the dates this year are March 25th through 26th, and it'll take place at MIT in Cambridge.
Cambridge, Massachusetts, just in case anybody doesn't know, outside of Boston.
Yeah, not to offend any of our good friends in the UK.
Yeah, exactly. So this started out as just being a membership meeting. Can you describe what it means to be an FSF member?
Sure. So FSF members provide the most important part of our financial support. About 80 to 85% of our total support is from individuals, and most of that is from members. So they contribute $120 a year, $10 a month, and students, we have a special rate for that, which is half. And so part of the benefit that you get from that, other than the warm, fuzzy feeling of supporting free software, is that you get to come to this conference at no charge every year and meet up with other free software supporters.
And the purpose of the Free Software Foundation is inherent in the name, but talk about sort of the scope of what Free Software Foundation is doing.
Yeah, so the name is clear on one hand, but also a little bit misleading, because we care about software because we care about software users. And what we're after is to protect the freedom of all computer users whenever they're interacting with software. And one of the most important ways that software can hinder or respect an individual's freedom is the terms of its use. Often a copyright license, EULA, things like that. And so the Free Software Foundation works to make sure that the terms of all software allow users 4 basic freedoms: freedom to run the software for any purpose, freedom to modify the software, share it, and share their modified versions. And we think if those terms are respected, then users are in an empowered place. They know what their computer's doing. If it's doing bad things, they can fix it, or they can get somebody else to fix it for them. And then once it's fixed, they can share the fixed versions with other people.
And this, essentially, the FSF is embodying the original vision that Richard Stallman has. Am I correct?
That's right. And Richard Stallman's still the president of the organization, president of our board of directors.
Okay. So what happens then at LibrePlanet that helps support this vision as well?
So at LibrePlanet, we have a few main goals. One goal is that we want to get that group of core supporters together, the FSF members. And we want to be able to, show them what we've been up to over the year, and we want them to be able to meet each other. And then we have another goal, which is to bring in different constituencies, including people that are brand new to free software. And that includes, in particular, focusing on groups that have been historically underrepresented in the free software community and the free software movement. And under that umbrella, then we have talks about different areas. We do have a technical component where people will give tutorials or developer seminars on their particular projects. And then we have another category, which is focused on licensing and community advocacy topics. And then a third topic, which is one of the most interesting things about the conference, and that's how free software intersects with other social movements. So this year, for example, we have a keynote from Cade Crockford, who is at the ACLU of Massachusetts, and Cade will be talking about technology and liberation in the age of Trump. And that's, and last year we had Edward Snowden talking about the importance of free software as it relates to, whistleblowing and surveillance and privacy issues.
So you just started talking about one of the things that I'm very interested in, and that is, does the Free Software Foundation work together with some of these other groups? You mentioned the ACLU. Do you guys work with the EFF, the Electronic Frontier Foundation, and some of those people? Is there a collaboration between you and the other groups that kind of have some shared interest in this?
Yeah, that's we do. And for example, with EFF in particular, we have had speakers at LibrePlanet from EFF the past few years. This year, Cory Doctorow is actually keynoting and he'll be talking about DRM and the foolishness of software you can't speak because it's a circumvention of a technological protection measure. And we've worked with the FF broadly in quite a few ways. We've been part of coalitions together to fight SOPA in the United States. We have worked with them on the NSA and privacy issues. We're actually a plaintiff in a lawsuit that they filed representing several groups against the NSA who felt that communications with their members were chilled because of the mass surveillance being done at the NSA. And we work with other groups as well. I mentioned the ACLU, that collaboration included Snowden last year and CADE this year, as well as some other examples. So LibrePlanet is a good example of ways that we're trying to increase that collaboration. I think as computers, we've been saying for years, at the FSF, that software is important for you. Free software is important for you no matter what your specific social mission is, no matter what you're trying to achieve as an advocate. You need to have control over your computer and you need to have control over your communications if you're going to be truly autonomous and successful. And so with computers being much more in the news in general these last few years because of surveillance and ubiquity in general, it's really helped us find ways to work together with groups in other sectors.